Hey everyone, welcome to the Sagittarius new moon. It is Lana with another intuitive astrological forecast. Um, and yeah, I guess the only thing to do is to get into it. The first thing I heard for this was looking forward and going the distance, right? So, what is it that is just inside of our peripheral? What is it that is just inside of our view? Um, Instinctively I kind of feel Archangel Gabriel energy, so the messenger. But I also really strongly feel like he's like associated with Gemini type energy and mental energy as well, especially because I associate communicator, messenger with Mercury. This is about the ability to mind map. So based off of where you are going from here on, what your vision is or whatever it is that you are seeing, how can you become a lot more precise in your movements? How can you become a lot more precise in your actions and your decisions? In order to do that, that means that you have to really be studious about your plans. No, more like you have to be able and be willing to, if you need to, put pen to paper and mind map. So this isn't just about your goals, your vision boards, your ambitions, although starting a vision board would be supremative right now, especially as we are needing that more tunnel vision perspective and focus. And Sagittarius for me has always been about that new vision, that new light. It's the wisdom of Jupiter, as it has been through all of what the previous first half of the zodiac wheel has been through, right up to Scorpio season. Then we cut it off, we regurgitate, we rebirth or whatever, and now Sagittarius, who has been through all of that, has a clearer vision of the future. It has a clearer vision of what mistakes it will not make. But it's also a newer, jovial energy. It's like Aries energy, but from a more chill, wiser perspective that still has the enjoyment of new beginnings, but has been through a few things. From where you are now and from where you've been, how can you take into account your habits? How can you take into account your mindsets? How is it that you can take into account also your dreams and your desires and kind of understand what pitfalls you might potentially and have fallen into the past, and what is it that you can use? What are your tools that can be your guiding light forward? Right? It's not about a race. It's more so about your guiding light, your guiding vision, your guiding whatever you'd like to call it, and letting that almost lure you forward. Letting each and every one of your intentions come back to that. Come back to your center, come back to your focus, come back to the now. For a lot of us, this is about changing the way that we have lived in our own lives as our story, right? Because when we talk about vision, you can't help but talk about perspective. Um, and when you think of Sagittarius, it's that brand new vision moving forward, that brand new way of seeing things. So, are you going to continue to perpetuate an old story? Are you going to continue to perpetuate, maybe it's lack mindset, and in the story you are always too broke, or you can never have fun, or you can never meet the man of your, whatever you have become accustomed to. You have permission, and either way it's time to just grow forward from that. It's time to expand where this character, or when I say this character, you are able to go. It's time to say, hey, I get the opportunity to choose to see this from another way. I get the opportunity to choose an alternative view. What is just beyond where you think that you are? Aim for it. And Look at yourself. Look at where you have also come from. And I just keep hearing looking for myself. So I think in the process of this mind mapping, there is a hint of rediscovery. Maybe it's something that you have left behind, or maybe it's just the fact that you've only kind of glanced at it, right? Every once in a while, you will get a glance of perhaps you will get a glance of your story. You'll get a glance of the emotions that are tied to it. You'll get a glance of, oh wow, like this is extremely deep for me. I just get the sense of like flickers of lights or a play between light and shadows. And in some of these lights, you see pictures of who you'd like to be, sometimes coming up and coming out. You see the glimmers of the joy and the radiance and the positivity. And yet those moments are also short-lived because you also get glances of the depths of your own subconscious victimization, or you're also getting the glances of major subconscious stories that you have yet to fully understand or delve into. And things have been kind of flickering on and off. That's another thing that um, that Sagittarius and its more negative energy can kind of rule. It's very flighty. So sometimes that light of Sag can flicker in and out, flickers in and out. It's a little bit back and forth and unfocused and unable to stay consistent. And in this case, I'm hearing that you kind of need to just look for where you are. Where are you right now? Where are you? And as cheesy as this is, I don't want to say who are you, but I think a better question is why are you? Why are you where you are? Why do you desire what you desire? Why do you feel the way you feel? Why do you flicker in and out? Where are the ghosts of your beliefs at? Where did they come from? Why did they come from? And when you understand why, then you're able to move beyond the stories. You're able to move beyond the repetition, the wash, rinse, repeat. You can digest it, and things don't necessarily have to be an earth-shattering event anymore, because now you can look forward and through and beyond that perspective into something different. This is about transmutation. And it's about self-support, but self-support through how you choose to move forward and how you choose to shift this perspective. Um, Sagittarius is that energy of a fire, and it's meant to be like a guiding light. It's meant to be a very steady thing. Although it is mutable, I feel like Sagittarius energy is a very steady, persistent, consistent light that leads the way forward. But as we are kind of rising to this, as we are moving to it, just don't be afraid to sit in the understanding, right? A lot of Gemini, and I bring up the opposite sign always because they are a team, and together they help to they help to embody this one mission that they're here to teach. So like Scorpio Taurus is what we just got over in Scorpio season, right? Life, death. Now that we are here in Sag season, it's the axis of Sag Gemini, student, teacher, beliefs, philosophies, perspectives, travel. And I bring up Gemini because Gemini is a chatterbox. Gemini is all about, I would really like to understand. I would really like to learn from you. I would really like to, it's always learning something, or it's always got its mind on something. Sagittarius is kind of like the existence of that belief, right? It's not just information. It is now the energy of like integration of what you have learned. I strongly feel like this is an integration period. And in order to integrate, there has to be a level of acceptance, a level of understanding that no matter what it is, no matter where you are, you've got to be okay with that. And only from there can you truly mind map. And only from there can you really see from a genuine perspective of where you'd like to go. So I know that in cap season, ironically, everyone is trying to set these goals and their year forth. But I think that right now, setting those New Year intentions, but setting them by first kind of looking into, I don't want to say backwards, it's more so looking into and in this sort of deep microscopic like understanding of right now, it's almost as though you are carving the contours of where to go forward. So yeah, look within at a glance, looking for yourself, mental understanding, staying present. Sometimes I feel like that stay present message is for me. Because as your fellow air sign with a Sagittarius that's in Sagittarius' house, so the 9th house, I'm all over the place. But yeah, on a more lighter note, create those vision boards, create those focal points. If you have to print it out, do that. Even if it's just a single picture, do that. But incorporate vision. Let me hear. Yeah, I think that this message is over. I have nothing else left to say. So with love, I'm going to sign off and wish you all a beautiful holiday. Get lit this Sag season. Have fun. Sagittarius is such a fun energy. It's so light, especially with Jupiter going direct. I think that we can breathe a little bit easier now, and flow a little bit better. So namaste, happy holidays, and signing off. Adios.